Hi everyone, my name is Mariah and I am a graduate student at the University of Alberta where I study in a microbiology lab. I would like to spend the next few minutes talking about one of my favorite topics in the world, microbes. Now I probably know what you're thinking. What's the big deal about microbes? Aren't they tiny living things that make us sick? Well, yes, there are many types of microbes, particularly some types of bacteria that can be harmful to us. Microbes, or microorganisms, simply are microscopic living things like bacteria, but can also include fungi, algae, and so much more. But out of all of the microbes on Earth, only a tiny percent, like less than 1%, can actually hurt us. Most microbes in reality are either our friendly neighbors or actively help us in many parts of our day-to-day lives. A great example of this is our health. A healthy individual needs to have microflora both on the outside and inside of their body. All over our skin and inside of our guts, we have healthy bacteria that protect us from the pathogenic bacteria that can make us sick. Also, the good bacteria in our guts can actually help us digest some of the food we eat so we can gain more nutrients. Speaking of nutrients, microbes are needed to make some of our favorite foods. From dairy products, to bread products, to fermented foods like miso and sauerkraut, to super sour candies, and not to mention my favorite chocolate, I would argue that the best food is made with the help of microbes. Not only can microbes create fuel for our bodies, but they can also produce literal fuel. We know that microbes can create biofuels that can be used in our cars or in our jet planes instead of depending on traditional fossil fuels. My lab mates and I work with pretty neat microbes that can play a big solution in reducing greenhouse gases, which contribute to climate change. These microbes are called methanotrophs, which basically mean methane-eating microbes. And not only do these microbes eat greenhouse gases like methane, but they can make interesting products along the way, such as biofuels and bioplastics. This is great since traditional fuel and plastic production uses fossil fuels, which is harmful to our environment. The specific methanotroph microbe I get to work with is called Methylomicrobium alvum BG8, or I simply just call it BG8. And BG8 has a unique trick on top of making biofuels for methane. We discovered that BG8 makes miniature versions of itself and releases it out into the environment. These tiny spheres are called outer membrane vesicles, which means that they have the same external or outside parts as the BG8 bacteria. But what about what's on the inside? Is BG8 throwing out garbage in these vesicles? Or is BG8 trying to send messages, or perhaps even fight with other bacteria? My research project focuses on this question of trying to figure out what BG8 is moving inside of the vesicles. Why should we even care about these vesicles? Well, the more information we have about vesicles, the sooner we can use them to our advantage. Remember how BG8 can convert methane to biofuels? Well, if we understand why vesicles are being made, then we can tell BG8 to start putting the biofuels in the vesicles with genetic engineering. If you wanted to collect apples, it wouldn't make sense to cut down the tree to harvest apples, when you can just grab the apples from the tree directly and keep the tree for the next harvest. We want to find more efficient ways to harvest biofuels. If the biofuels can be transported in the vesicles and then collected, then BG8 can keep producing biofuel-filled vesicles many times over. That way, it's easier to generate more biofuels at a faster rate. Climate change is just one of the many areas where microbes are useful. In fact, microbes play a role in many aspects of our day-to-day lives. When we are faced with a large problem in nature, it's easy to ignore these little microbes. But if we take a moment to appreciate all of the cool and important things that microbes do for us, we might find that they are essential pieces in the overall solution to our problematic puzzles. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you so much for watching Future Energy Systems video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of our exciting content. Check out the links below to our website and learning page where you can find activities, learning extension, and more. You can also sign up on the website for notifications for future videos and interactive opportunities. There's so much to learn as we explore our energy future.